Hello everyone, and welcome to my Vanderpump Bombshell channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Rachel Leviss as seen as new clearness in regards to her wild connection with Tom Sandoval. The previous Vanderpump Rules star shared a few hard insights about how treatment has helped her rethink Sandoval's way of behaving previously, during, and after their reality-detonating months-long issue. The 29-year-old previous exhibition sovereign responded to fan inquiries on Friday's episode of her Rachel Denounces Any and All Authority digital recording, explicitly tending to claims she was generally unfeeling during the season 10 get-together. As per Leviss, she'd been trained by Sandoval, 41, about keeping up with the account he created to moderate the aftermath of their mysterious relationship, which cut off his 9-year friendship with her co-star and companion Ariana Madix. All things considered, during a one-on-one meeting circulated toward the finish of the meeting, Leviss permitted a portion of her clashing feelings to appear on the other side, a weakness she stressed would be seen by Sandoval as a selling out. The most recent 5 minutes of season 10, "You see me separate since I need to tell the truth. I'm actually keeping things down since I would rather not deceive Tom since he is the one individual I have left," she said. "In my reality, it appeared as though he was the main individual. He got me. He figured out me. He was there for me in the entirety of this time, or so I accepted." Not long after the get-together shooting, Leviss entered his psychological well-being treatment office, where treatment carried a portion of her negative examples with Sandoval into center. She told her specialist she sold out Tom by telling this reality, adding, "And my advisor was like, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Yet didn't Tom deceive you first?" Over the long run, she understood that Sandoval had requested that I lie when he realized that I was certainly not a decent liar, and I communicated to him that I could do without lying. He set me in a genuinely horrendous situation with my kinships, and this position of being on this worldwide unscripted television show meant that my standing was on the line. Thinking back, Leviss likewise questioned Sandoval's expectations for cultivating a nearer, more personal connection with her when she was all the while handling her wrecked commitment to co-star James Kennedy. He realized I was going through this catastrophe, and I've heard him say on his meetings, "Gracious, Rachel truly was making her mark." And that pulled in him to me, she says. Yet presently, I'm like, opening. You might have recently left me alone. Like, let me live. For what reason might you at any point root for me as a companion? It's important for a supposed example of manipulative conduct she presently sees, one that she recognizes likewise influenced Madix, 38. I believe that Tom utilizes Ariana's psychological well-being against her, and it's extremely manipulative and screwed up. Leviss said, "I figure he might have gone about our relationship and their breakup in a considerably more full-grown manner. However, who knows whether he's even fit for that." The greatest way, Leviss says Sandoval double-crossed her, however, was shooting me without my assent. This remark comes almost 1 year after Madix found a cozy video on her then-sweetheart's telephone, one that Leviss has since said was screen-recorded without her insight. The revelation incited Madix to cut off their friendship right away. VPR cameras continued recording, regardless of having closed creation for season 10 months prior. And the rest is Emmy-assigned history. Presently, Leviss summarizes, "I can see the effect the show had on my choices. The effect that my injury and my association with Tom had on those choices, and my confidence in him and double-crossing myself in that cycle. I've had the option to see a great deal more clear at this point. That was perfect. I wanted that space to acquire that." Shared that Tom Sandoval had an arrangement on the most proficient method to divulge their sentiment after he parted ways with Ariana Madix. He was saying, "Look, individuals loathed Ariana first and foremost. And afterward, they understood we were staying together." Leviss, 29, guaranteed on the Thursday, January 25, episode of her Rachel Denounces Any and All Authority web recording. We were staying put, thus they needed to acknowledge it, and they wound up adoring her, and it very well may be an ideal same for us. Sandoval, 40, and Maddox, 38, began dating in 2014 soon after he canceled things with Kristen Doubt. Sandoval and Maddox were together for almost 10 years until they separated in WAC 2023 after it was uncovered he was having an unsanctioned romance with Leviss. I think to him, he's pulled off it before, so he could pull off it once more, Leviss expressed, alluding to the dinky timetable of Sandoval and Doubt's separation. I assume I was simply guileless and living in fantasy land, that this could figure out how I would have preferred it to in light of the fact that at last around then I needed to accompany him. I was remaining as optimistic as possible, I presume. Leviss uncovered that she was the person who pushed Sandoval to come clean with Maddox. At that point, the Vanderpump Rules cast had proactively wrapped up shooting season 10 yet had the get-together unique to tape. I was like, we want to tell Ariana before the get-together. We can't go into the get-together with her not knowing. Since I felt like that very truly wouldn't be fair to her, she shared. The one thing that we got hung up on, he didn't believe she should know when it initially began, and I don't see the point in lying about those things on the grounds that isn't it much better to simply be forthright and legitimate and come clean. While Sandoval was apparently reluctant to tell the truth, Leviss admitted there were a couple of examples where she nearly told Maddox herself. In any case, Leviss accepted the news ought to come from Sandoval. I told Tom, perhaps I ought to tell Ariana, and he was like, no, no, no. You won't tell Ariana. All right then, at that point, you will tell Ariana, Leviss said. I was looking out for him to tell her. It was my obligation to tell her, indeed, that's what I know. Yet, I felt like it was his obligation with him being in that relationship with him to tell her and say a final farewell to her. In the wake of taping the season 10 get-together extraordinary in WAC 2023, Leviss registered herself with an emotional wellness office. After 5 months, Us Week by Week revealed that Leviss had removed contact with Sandoval. She likewise at last chose to not get back to Siphon Rules for season 11. While Sandoval was apparently reluctant to tell the truth, Leviss admitted there were a couple of examples where she nearly told Maddox herself. In any case, Leviss accepted the news ought to come from Sandoval. I told Tom, perhaps I ought to tell Ariana, and he was like, no, no, no. You won't tell Ariana. All right then, at that point, you will tell Ariana, Leviss said. I was looking out for him to tell her. It was my obligation to tell her, indeed, that's what I know. Yet, I felt like it was his obligation with him being in that relationship with him to tell her and say a final farewell to her. Thanks for watching if you liked this video, so please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and don't miss any updates.